Hello, my dear students. Exams are approaching, and here I am with Unit 4th. So, today we will be discussing Unit 4th, and I would like to begin by sincerely thanking the Chief Editor, Dr. Kavita Kusugal Madam, editors, Professor S.B. Biradar Sir, and Sri S.B. Khod Sir, which has been a valuable reference. This book has been a valuable reference for this video. Thank you, sir. So let's proceed. So today's video is based on the textbook Insights, which is a basic English textbook for BCom students of first semester, which belongs to Rani Channamma University. So today we will be discussing the 4th unit, which comprises of self-introduction, formal and informal, introducing the chief guest or principal or family members or relatives or friend. The dialogue writing with principal, manager, doctor, teacher, librarian, shopkeeper, bus conductor, KSRTC depot manager. Description and narration of a situation, which includes village fair description, book exhibition, food festival, historical place, funeral, birthday, your favorite movie, library, and computer lab. The 5th topic of conversational skills includes listen and narrate activity, wherein you have to watch a video and answer the questions that follow in the examination. So let's proceed. So here we are with Unit 4th, which is titled as Conversational Skills, in which we come across self-introduction, formal and informal. So we all have come in various contexts where introducing ourselves becomes a necessity, right? Introducing yourself effectively depends on the context on the or the audience and the audience, whether it is formal or informal. Mastering formal and informal introduction skills involves being clear, concise, and respectful of the context and the audience. Practice helps becoming comfortable with both styles, adapting as needed depending on the situation you find yourself in. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ನಿಮ್ಮ ನಿಮಗೆ ನೀವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯಕ್ಕಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮಾತುಗಳು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ವಿನಯತೆಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬಿರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ಬಹಳ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಇರ್ತದ. ಸೊ 2 ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಬರ್ತಾವಲ್ಲೇ, ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ include greetings. So first we begin with greetings, then name, then you'll give some background of yourself and purpose of this introduction, and then closing. So let us see first greetings. So when we meet someone, we begin with a polite greeting appropriate for the situation, such as hello or good morning or good afternoon or good evening. So this is a formal introduction. So we will say a formal phrase, that is good morning, good afternoon, good evening, sir, madam, depending on the context. Secondly, you will tell your name. State your full name clearly, especially in professional settings where clarity is essential. So whenever we go into formal, we introduce ourselves in a formal context, we should clearly tell our complete name. That is very important. Then third point, background. So you will also tell about, in brief, an overview of your background relevant to the context. This might include your current position, educational qualifications, or professional achievements. So ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, तुम्ही काय करता, तुमचं शैक्षणिक डिग्री किती आहे किंवा तुमचे अचीवमेंट काय आहेत, ಇದೆಲ್ಲನೂ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅದ್ರಾಗ. The purpose. So why are you introducing yourself? So we have done this activity in the classroom. So I hope you all are already acquainted with this. Mention the purpose of your introduction or reason for being present here. For example, if you're attending a conference, briefly state your interest or area of expertise. Okay, so I am here today because so and so is my passion. So you can introduce yourself with the purpose behind. Then coming to closing, conclude with a polite closing remark such as, "It's a pleasure to meet you." So good morning, good afternoon, and then state your full name clearly. Then comes background, then comes purpose, then comes closing. Example of a formal introduction. So let us see a formal introduction. Good morning. My name is so and so. I am currently a manager or CEO or a marketing executive, etc. at so and so company. I hold a BA degree, BCom degree, BSc degree, etc. in your field. It can be accounts, it can be HR, okay, from so and so university. I am here to discuss dash, or you have to briefly mention the topic or purpose, and it's a pleasure to meet you. So this is how you introduce yourself. Now coming to informal introduction. So informal introduction does not require you to be very formal, and informal introduction can be done between friends, all right, or between informal conversations, right? So you start with a greeting here as well. So start with a friendly greeting appropriate for the situation, such as hi or hello. So unlike formal situations, here you will say hi or hello. Then you'll state your name first, and or a casual form of your name. You can also tell your nickname depending on the setting. You'll also tell your personal connection, share something relevant to establish rapport, such as how you know the person or common interest. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾಕಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಸೊ ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ. ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ಆರ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ दॅट्स रेलेव्हंट टू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट. सो ನೀವು ಈಗ सध्या ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ इद्दीरी, आता सध्या तुम्ही काय करताय ते तुम्ही मेन्शन करू शकता. वेगळं काही करत असता, शैक्षणिक कमिटमेंटच्या बाजूला जाऊन तुम्ही वेगळं काही करत असता. फॉर एक्झाम्पल, if you're making videos on educational videos, or if you're doing knitting, or if you're doing mehendi, so that interest or activity also, or if you're doing drawing, painting, that also you can mention. If you're any sports person, that also you can mention. So these are the 4 points: greetings, name, personal connection, interest or activity, and closing. So in the closing section, wrap up with a friendly closing, such as it's nice to meet you or looking forward to chatting more. So here is an example. Hi there, I am Dash. We met at Dash last week. I'm really passionate about Dash. It's great to see you again. So that was about, the first topic was about conversations, formal and informal. Now let us come to the second topic of the fourth unit, introducing the chief guest or principal or president or family members or relatives or friend. So introducing somebody else is also very important because there are many situations in which you may have to introduce people with each other or to the audience, right? So introducing distinguished guests. So let us start with uh, introducing distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, it is my great pleasure to introduce the distinguished individuals joining us today. First and foremost, our chief guest, whose presence honors us and whose accomplishments inspire us. Please join me in welcoming Doctor, Professor, etc. So the chief guest's name. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಲಕ್ಷ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ನ ನೀವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆನರ್, ಆನರೇಬಲ್, ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಫುಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕು. ಯಾವಾಗೂ ನೀವು ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ತಗೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಪ್ರನೌನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ದೇರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ದ ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಷನ್ಸ್. ಅವು ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೀವು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಂಡ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನೆನಪಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಓದಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ದಟ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. ಆಲ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅವರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ whose leadership guides our institution with wisdom and vision. Let's give a warm welcome to our principal, Professor D.M. Professor Dr. D.M. Javalkar Sir, GFGC, Khanapur. So like this is an example. So we are also privileged to have with us today the president of so and so organization, whose support and guidance have been invaluable. Please welcome Mr. Dash. So the president's name. So who is the presiding officer? Who is the president of the function that you can mention? So coming next, among us are also the cherished members of our family whose unwavering support has been the foundation of our journey. Thank you all for being here. Additionally, we extend a warm welcome to our relatives and friends whose presence adds joy and camaraderie to this special occasion. Please join me in applauding and thanking each of our distinguished guests for gracing us with their presence today. So ಈಗ ನೀವು ಏನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರಿ, ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್, ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಆನರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರೆಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಿ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಕೀ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಬೇರೆ ಇದೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಸ್ we should know how people talk to each other, right? So dialogue writing is a key skill in storytelling and communication. Here are some tips to improve your dialogue writing skills. So ಈಗ ಡಯಾ ಅಂದರೆ 2, ಲಾಗ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್. ಡಯಾ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಟೂ or more, and log means speech. So make dialogue sound natural. So the first rule in writing a dialogue that the dialogue should sound natural. So for that, what you should be doing? First thing, you should listen to conversations when people are talking to each other. So pay attention to how people talk in real life. Dialogue should flow naturally and reflect the way people actually speak. That is the first thing. Secondly, avoid excessive formality. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಪೋಕನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಟನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. ಸೊ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ನೀವು ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು. ಓಕೆ, ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ದ ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಅದು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕೀಪ್ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶುವಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನಲ್. So the third point in the first main point is use contractions when you are writing dialogues. Dear students, whenever you are writing a dialogue in the examination, make use of contractions. Contractions ಅಂದ್ರೆ short form. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ people rarely use contractions. People rarely speak in full formal sentences. Use contractions like I am, can't, won't to make dialogue sound more authentic. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿತೀವಿ, am ಬರಿತೀವಿ, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ you contractions ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಗಿವ್ ಈಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಂಕ್ಟ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ. ಈಗ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಆ, ಕೌಶಲ್ಯ, ವಾಕ್ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯನ, ಆ, ವಕ್ತೃತ್ವ ಕೌಶಲ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಈಚ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಯುನೀಕ್ ವೇ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್, ಪರ್ಸನಾಲಿಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲಾನು ನೀವು ನೆನೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಬಿಡಿಸುವಾಗ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸನ್ನ ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯೂಸ್ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಪೇರಿಂಗ್ಲಿ. ಈ ಡಯಲಾಗ್ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಲೈಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ಹೀ ಸೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಶೀ ಸೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಲೈನ್, ಯೂಸ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಬೀಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಶೋ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹೆಸರು ಬಳಸಬೇಕು. ವೇರಿ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್. ವೇರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಒಂದೇ ಥರ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ. ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ sentences to create rhythm and mimic natural speech patterns. Coming to the third point, advance plot and develop characters. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ आम्ही एक आता स्टोरी सांगत असतो किंवा एक डायलॉग लिहित असतो. तेव्हा किंवा एक दोघांच्या मधला एक डायलॉग लिहित असतो, तेव्हा काय होतं, ॲडव्हान्स एक प्लॉट असते त्या स्टोरीमध्ये. त्या डायलॉगमध्ये काय आहे, कोण आहे, ते कशाबद्दल बोलतायत, हे सगळं आपल्याला माहिती पाहिजे. सो इट रिव्हील इन्फॉर्मेशन. डायलॉग इज अ ग्रेट वे टू रिव्हील बॅक स्टोरी, मोटिवेशन्स ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕಾನ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಶೋ ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಯಾವಾಗೂ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ, ಸೊ ವೆನ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ಸ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಶೋ ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಯೂಸ್ ಅ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಟು ಶೋ ಹೌ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ ರಾದರ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ದ ರೀಡರ್ ಔಟ್ ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ರೀಡರ್ಗೆ ಇವ್ರು ಹಿಂಗೆ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಾಕ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಇಬ್ಬರ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಏನು ನಡೀತಿರ್ತದ ಅದರಿಂದ ಇಮೋಷನ್ಸ್ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾವು. ಫೋರ್ ಶೆಡೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಬ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್. Dialogue can hint at future events or convey underlying meanings that add depth to the story. ಸೊ ಫೋರ್ ಶೆಡೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ನಮಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಹಿಂಟ್ ಸಿಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೀವು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ. ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಿ? ಒಂದು ಎನ್ವಲಪ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು ಲೆಟ್ರ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ ಮುಂದಿಲ್ಲೇ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಒನ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್. ಫೋರ್ತ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಎಡಿಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿವೈಸ್. ರೀಡ್ ಅಲೌಡ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ನೀವು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಬಿಡುವಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಓದ್ರಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ದಿಂದ ನೀವು ಏನೇನು ಬರ್ದಿರಿ, ಇದು ರಿವೈಸ್, ರೀಡ್ ಅಲೌಡ್. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ awkward phrasing and dialogue that does not sound natural. Cut unnecessary dialogue. Keep it concise and relevant to the plot or character development. Then punctuation matters. Yes, this is very, very important. When you're writing English paper especially, I keep telling in the classroom as well that you have to be very particular about using punctuations, especially the first letter should be capital. Use commas, dashes, and ellipses, inverted commas effectively to indicate pause, interruption, or change in tone. Now let us see two examples. One is a bad example and another is an improved example. So character A says, "Hello, how are you?" This is a bad example. Character B says, "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" Character A, "I'm good too. How was your day?" ಈ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಎ ಅಂತೂ ಒಂದು ರಾಹುಲ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ. ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿ ರೋಹನ್ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ರಾಹುಲ್ ಏನಂತಾನ, "ಹೆಲೋ, ಹೌ ಆರ್ ಯು?" ರೋಹನ್ ಅಂತಾನ, "ಐ ಆಮ್ ಫೈನ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು." ನಾವು ಬರೆಯೋದೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರಿತೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಡಿಗ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಮೇಲೆ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಡಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಫರೇಬಲ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ complex structure of the sentences. So let us see how you actually write a dialogue in the examination. Character A greeted them with a wave. "Hey, how is it going?" Character B, nodrile direct ಅವರು they have not started the sentence directly. There is some foreshadowing to it. All right. Character B shrugged, a smile quirking their lips. "Can't complain. Just got through another Monday grind. You?" Same here, character A said, leaning in with a conspiratorial grin, counting down the days till the weekend. So now ಇದು ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಈಗ. Let us see one example. So this is a dialogue with the principal. Okay. So this any of the dialogues you may expect in the examination. Okay. So the first dialogue is with the principal. Student says, "Good morning, Principal Brown. I wanted to discuss the upcoming school event." Principal says, "Good morning. Of course. Come on in. What's on your mind?" Student says, "We are planning." No, really, we are. Short, the contraction bardara. We are planning the annual talent show and we need permission to use the auditorium. Principal, that sounds exciting. Have you prepared a proposal? Student says, "Yes, here's the outline of our plan and the schedule. We are aiming for next month." Principal, "I'm impressed with your initiative. Let's review this together and make sure everything is in order." So this is a dialogue between principal and the student. Similarly, you have a dialogue with manager. So you can read this yourself with the manager. Let us go to the third one, patient with the doctor. Doctor, the patient says, "Doctor, I have been experiencing chest pains lately." Doctor says, "I'm sorry to hear that." No, really, look, pay attention here. As we discussed, you should show emotions. So doctor says, "I'm sorry to hear that." So when did the pain start and how often does it occur? The patient says, "It started a few days ago, mostly after I eat. Sometimes it's a dull ache, but other times it's sharper." Doctor says, "Have you noticed any other symptoms like shortness of breath or nausea?" Patient says, "Yes, occasionally I feel short of breath, especially after a meal." So doctor replies, "I'd like to perform an ECG and some blood tests to rule out any heart-related issues. Let's schedule those for tomorrow." So this is a dialogue between doctor and patient. So I hope you are observing each and every sentence and how it is, how grammar is used, what is the sentence structure. Okay. So all these things count for in the examination. Now the fourth dialogue is between the teacher and the parent. So parent says, "Good afternoon, Miss Johnson. I wanted to discuss my son's progress in your class." Teacher says, "Hello, certainly, please have a seat. How can I assist you today?" Parent says, "He's been struggling with the maths assignment recently. Are there any additional resources or strategies you can recommend?" Teacher says, "I have noticed that too. See, I have. The contraction is there. I have noticed that too. I can provide him with extra practice sheets and recommend some online tutorials. Let's work together to support his learning." Parent says, "That sounds great. I appreciate your help in addressing this." With the librarian, so with the shopkeeper, you dialogues na ನೀವು ಓದ್ಕೋರಿ. So let's go to the with bus conductor, the dialogue between bus conductor. Passenger says, "Excuse me, when does the next bus to downtown depart?" Bus conductor says, "The next bus leaves in about 15 minutes." Passenger says, "Thanks. Is it a direct route or are there stops along the way?" Bus conductor says, "It's a direct route to downtown with no stops in between." Then the next dialogue would be, "Thank you, of course." Sorry. So the next dialogue is between with the KSRTC depot manager. So you can pause this video and read this dialogue. Now coming to the fourth section of fourth unit, description and narration of a situation. Now this is an important topic from the point, not only from the point of view of an examination, but also for your further competitive exams and also conversational skills. When you're narrating something or some situation, this topic becomes very important. Describing and narrating are fundamental skills ನರೇಶನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಹೇಳುವುದು. सांगणे, बोलणे. डिस्क्रिप्शन म्हणजे डिस्क्राइब करणे. So, describing and narrating are fundamental skills in both spoken and written communication. Here's a breakdown of each. So, describing skills. So, let us see. In now, when we want to describe something, what is required? First thing is observation is required. So, now for example, if I have a ball in my hand, then I will describe it. It is red in color. It has a thread tied to it. It has a small black dots on it. So, idu observation. This is observation. Keen observation is required. Describing. So, ನೀವು ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ, when you want to describe something, first thing you should notice yourself, right? So, observation skills are very important for students. So, describing effectively begins with keen observation. It involves paying attention to details such as colors, shapes, textures, and movements. Then we come to the next very important part, that is vocabulary. A rich vocabulary enables precise description. So, ಇದು vocabulary ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದ? ಸೊ ನೀವು ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ನಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಕ್ಯುಮುಲೇಟ್ ವೊಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಲರಿ. ಸೊ ದ ರಿಯಲ್ ವೆಲ್ತ್ ಆಫ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೊಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಲರಿ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೊಕ್ಯಾಬ್ಲರಿ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪವರ್, ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? So knowing synonyms and adjectives that convey specific qualities enhances the depth and accuracy of descriptions. So coming to sensory language, ಇದೇನು ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಂದರೆ? ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಈಸಿ ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. ಸೊ ಸೆನ್ಸರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಈಗ there are 5 senses. So when a reader reads your description, all there are 5, it appeals to the reader's senses. And the 5 senses, isn't it? Seeing, hearing, listening, feeling, isn't it? And making the descriptions vivid and engaging. This includes describing sights, sounds, smell, taste, and texture. So these are the first 3: observation, vocabulary, and sensory language. Describe ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಇವು ಮೂರಂತೂ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು. Fourth one is organization. Structuring descriptions logically helps to guide the reader's understanding. This might involve moving from general impressions to specific details or using spatial or chronological organization. So fourth point is meaning ಬಹಳ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನೀವು ಸಮುದ್ರನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಜಗತ್ತಿನಿಂದ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗೆ, ಸೊ ಬ್ರಾಡರ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ದಿಂದ, ಜನರಲ್ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ದಿಂದ ನೀವು ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು. Now coming to the 5th point, that is imagery. Employing similes, metaphors, and other forms of figurative languages. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು BCom ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ತಲೆ ಕೆಡ್ಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಗೋ ಟು ನರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದೊಂದು ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ ಇರ್ತದ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ನೀವು ನರೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅ ಕೋಹೆರೆಂಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್. ಒಂದು ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ. ಅದ್ರಾಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾರಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ರೈಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರ್ತದ, ಕ್ಲೈಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್, ಫಾಲಿಂಗ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರೆಸಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗೂ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ, ಆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರನ್ನು ನೀವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರೈಸೇಷನ್, point of view, dialogue between characters, theme and message. So these are the requirements. So now let us go to directly examples of describing and narrating. First is the village fair. So let us read a description of the village fair. Jatri, ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ಜಾತ್ರಿ. Okay, so the village fair arrived with the first hints of autumn, bringing a flurry of excitement to the quiet countryside. Nodri, first sentence, I will just explain the first sentence. The village fair, now came antivi. Came annu badli ille word arrived anta use madaru nodri. ಸೊ ಇದು ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ವಿತ್ ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್. ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಆ ಇದು ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು ಏನೈತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಳಿಗಾಲದೊಳಗ ಒಂದು ನಮ್ಮೂರಿನ ಜಾತ್ರೆ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದೈತೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಹಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್, ಬ್ರಿಂಗಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಫ್ಲರಿ ಆಫ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ದ ಕ್ವೈಟ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಸೈಡ್. ಕಂಟ್ರಿ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಮ್, ಹಳ್ಳಿ ಸೈಡ್, ಊರು. ಕಲರ್ಫುಲ್ ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಡಾಟೆಡ್ ದ ಲಶ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? You must have seen the temporary houses made of cloths are called tents. So, colorful tents, they are lying in the green fields, displaying handmade crafts, vibrant textiles, and tantalizing treats. Children's laughter echoed through the air as they raced from one stall to another. ಇದು ನಾವು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದು? ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಆರ್ ಲಾಫಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಟು ದೇರ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂತೀವಿ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ಸ್ ಲಾಫ್ಟರ್ echoed through the air as they raced from one stall to another. Clutching cotton candy and homemade toys, musicians played lively tunes. ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಡ್ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈವ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಎಡ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಲೈವ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಬಂದಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಲೈವ್ಲಿ ಟ್ಯೂನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡ್ರಾಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಕ್ರೌಡ್ ಟು ದ ಮೇಕ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋರ್. ಮೇಕ್ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೆಂಪ್ರರಿ. ವೇರ್ ಕಪಲ್ಸ್ twirled under the dappled sunlight. The scent of freshly fried snacks mingled with the earthly aroma of hay bales, creating an irresistible atmosphere of joy and community spirit. As dusk descended, dusk andre evening, paper lanterns illuminated the fairground, casting a warm glow over the smiling faces of villagers gathered to celebrate tradition and togetherness. So, you may find this passage a little higher. So, you can rewrite it in your own words in a little simpler language. So, how will you rewrite it? So, then first you have to read the passage and write it in your own words. Okay. Now, coming to description of book exhibition. So, let us see how there is a description of book exhibition. The book exhibition unfolded within the grand halls of the city's cultural center, a paradise for all book lovers of all ages. Rows upon rows of shelves showcase literary treasures from classic novels to contemporary bestsellers. Enthusiastic readers wandered through the labyrinth of literature. Labyrinth andre bulbulaya ಅಂತಿರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು, that is labyrinth of literature. Fingers trailing over spines adorned with evocative titles and intricate illustration. Authors engaged in animated discussions with eager fans, signing copies of their latest work. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಬುಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಏನೇನು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತದ ನಮಗೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿ ಸಿ. ಸೊ ರೋಸ್ ಅಪಾನ್ ರೋಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಶೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಆಥರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಸಿಗ್ನೇಚರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾರ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್ ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬರೆಯುವಾಗ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನ್, ಯುವರ್ ಇಮ್ಯಾಜಿನೇಷನ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ರಿಚ್. So, workshops and readings offer deeper insights into the world of storytelling, sparking imaginations and fostering a deeper appreciation for the written word. The exhibition became a heaven. Heaven andre eno? Stop, where words transcended the pages, forging connections and inspiring minds to wander far beyond the boundaries of the printed page. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಫುಡ್ ಫೆಸ್ಟಿವಲ್ನು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲ್ ಸೈಟ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಫ್ಯೂನ್ರಲ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಈಗ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ತೀರಿ ಹೋಗಿರ್ತಾರ, ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಅದೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರಿಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದ. ಅವಾಗ ನೀವು ಹೇಗೆ ಬರಿತೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರ. ಸೊ ಬರ್ತ್ಡೇ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್. Okay, let us read birthday celebration. Description of birthday celebration. Balloons danced in the breeze and confetti shimmered in the sunlight, heralding a joyous birthday celebration in full swing. Guests arrived with smiles and gifts, their laughter mingling with the cheerful melodies of a live band. The air was alive with the scent of freshly baked cake, and the sound of clinking glasses raised in a toast to another year of milestones and memories. Children dashed about in playful abandon, their faces painted with delight as they indulged in games and sugary treats. The guest of honor beamed amidst the well wishes and heartfelt embraces, surrounded by loved ones whose presence painted the day with warmth and affection. As dusk settled, sparklers lit up the night sky, illuminating a tableau of happiness and camaraderie that lingered long after the last slice of cake had been savored. ಸೊ ಇದು ನೀವು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರಿಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಈಗ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದು ಲಿಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನರೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಒಂದು ನೀವು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಒಳಗೆ. ಈಗ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ತೋರಿಸ್ತದ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ದೊಡ್ಡದು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಇದೆ, ಅರೌಂಡ್ 15 ಮಿನಿಟ್ಸ್. ನಾನೀಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಇದರ ಸಾರಾಂಶವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇದು 5ನೇ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಬೇಕು. ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಿದೆ, ಏನು ವಿಷಯ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಆ ವಿಡಿಯೋದ ಹೆಸರು ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಲಿಸನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನರೇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಿನಿಟ್. ಸೊ ರೋಡ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ರೋಡ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡೇ ಬಿಡೋಣ ನಾವು. ಆರ್ ಯು ಎ ಸ್ಲೋರಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇನ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅದು ಏನು ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ. ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ರೋಡ್ ಸೇಫ್ಟಿ ಇನ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೇಷನ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಒಳಗೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ so many people lose their lives in road accidents. We have seen recently so many people have lost their lives. Do you think it's accidents are accidents? No, they are not purely accidents. Sometimes, not sometimes, many a times it is. All right. It is because of the carelessness. See the slide. Let us listen. What do you think about it? This is something which is a routine, something that we read every day in the newspapers. And what comes to our mind? We think, all right, the figure changes. It's 6 today, probably it would be 8 tomorrow. And at the max, what we do, we read the location. That okay, if I'm from Chandigarh, has this happened in Chandigarh? And if it is Chandigarh, I just go through the names of the victims. If I know them, I would be affected. If I don't know them, I would say, all right, just another accident. So accident per se is the wrong word. It's a crash. The difference in word, because accident is something which happens by chance. And crash, as we use for the planes, if there is a unfortunate crash, we look for the scientific reasons. Just giving you an example, if I start moving forward, we all know what would happen. I would fall down and I would get injured. So would we call it an accident? No, because there's a reason behind it, and we all know what that reason is. And the next thing is, what can we do about it? Yes, that's a problem. What can I do about it? It's morning and we have our own daily schedule lined up. ಸೊ ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋವನ್ನ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಇದು ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನೀವು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ಅದು ಟೈಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಸೊ ಅದರ ಹೈಲೈಟ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಸಿ ದ highlights of I hope you can see the screen. Just a minute. Okay. So ಈಗ ನೋಡ್ರಿ. So what does the TED Talk say? What does the TED Talk say? What are the main points in this TED Talk? First thing, every day we read news about road accidents. We see only numbers and places. If victims are unknown, we forget quickly. We think it is just another accident. So this is what is told by uh, the the speaker in the TEDx speech, isn't it? So what does the speaker say here in this talk is that accidents are not by chance. The word accident itself is misleading, he says. He calls it as a crash. Road crashes happen due to very clear reasons. They are not accidents, he says. Overspeeding, drunk driving, mobile use, and rule breaking. Most road crashes are avoidable. So that's why the title of this video is Role of Road Safety in Character and Nation Building. So everybody should be responsible while driving is what he says. Then we can reduce the number of accidents. So shocking reality of road crashes. So what is this shocking reality? So statistics has been given here. Around 1.5 lakh deaths occur every year. So this is not a very small figure. This is quite a huge number. Nearly 400 people die every day because of accidents. This is equal to one plane crash every day. Yet road deaths do not get enough attention. Why this is happening? So attention is not being given. So real people, real suffering is what he says. Towards the end of the video, he says every number is a person and a family. So every person is a person, he has a family. Parents lose children, children lose parents. Many survivors become permanently disabled. Road crashes cause huge emotional and financial loss to the country, not only to the person, but to the country. So he says responsibility starts with us. So in this TED talk, he says road safety depends most on our behavior. Follow simple rules: no speed, no alcohol, no mobile while driving. Then wear helmet and seat belt. Discipline on roads show our character, and responsible behavior can save lives and the nation. So this is what is given in the video. So based on that, you will have questions in the examination. So for drivers, you have road safety rules like obey traffic laws, avoid distractions, use signals, maintain distance, buckle up, be aware of blind spots. So what is a blind spot? You check your mirrors and be aware of the blind spots. So use for pedestrian. So pedestrian ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು? ನಡೀತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ರೋಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪೆಡೆಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯನ್ ಅಂತ. जे चालत जातात रस्त्यावरती त्यांना पेडेस्ट्रियन म्हणतात. ಸೊ ಯೂಸ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ವಾಕ್ಸ್. ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ವಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ಡೆಸಿಗ್ನೇಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ರಾಸ್ ವಾಕ್ಸ್. ಫುಟ್ಪಾತ್ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ ಫುಟ್ಪಾತ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಡಿಬೇಕು ನಡೆಯೋರು. ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೇ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್, look both ways. So Nadiyoru, the pedestrians should be extra careful while being on the road. Then put away mobile phones. Avoid distractions. Then those who are going on cycle, they are called as cyclists. They say wear a helmet. Protect yourself with a properly fitted helmet. Then follow traffic rules. Be predictable. Means what? Signal turns and check over your shoulder before changing lanes or merging. So when we are turning, you should look into the mirror, or you should also look over your shoulder. when you're moving away from the line, then be visible. You should also use lights, reflectors, and bright or reflective clothing to make yourself more visible to the drivers. So, general tips. So all these are general tips. Stay sober. Never drive, cycle, or walk while under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Then weather awareness. Adjust your driving or cycling behavior in response to weather conditions like rain, snow, or fog. Then plan ahead. Know your route and allow enough time to reach your destination without rushing. ಸೊ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಜಲ್ದಿ ಹೊರಗೆ ಬಿಡಬೇಕು. ಇಫ್ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ರೀಚ್ ಸೇಫ್ಲಿ, ದೆನ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲೀವ್ ಹೋಮ್ ಅರ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ Unit 4th, and we dealt with 5 topics, and I wish you all the very best. And please watch the video based on listen and narrate activity. And I really appreciate you all, because you all have submitted your workbooks and you all have submitted your certificates also. And I hope you will all come out with flying colors. All the best for examinations, dear students. See you soon.